Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we have a vintage WARCO flip-top petrol lighter advertising SETCHELL-CARLSON Unitized TV. This is a very cool old lighter. It appears to be in new condition. There are blemishes, scratches, scuffs, a ding or two to the finish that we will make note of, and maybe a little bit more clarity on the paint on one side than on the other. I had to look up unitized TV. I wasn't familiar with the term or didn't know what that meant, but a quick Google search led me to a site called pavecmuseum.org, which had inducted Bart Setchell, who was the Setchell of SETCHELL-CARLSON, into their museum. So there was a lot of information there in that induction entry. There were also other listings that indicated the company had made radios and television starting in the late 20s. Starting with a car radio was their first product. I'm not sure exactly when television was invented. The Wikipedia entry for SETCHELL-CARLSON indicated that they had manufactured radios starting with the car radio and then moved on into television after that. The pavecmuseum.org entry made note of the unitized TV. Apparently SETCHELL-CARLSON was a pioneer in this. Unitized television was modules or small parts of the whole that could be replaced or manufactured as such, so that it simplified the repair, maintenance, and service of these appliances. I guess you would call a TV an appliance. It just simplified things all the way around, and even though they were out of the television business by the 1970s, unitized TV and that sort of service, repair, and maintenance was the industry standard by the 1970s. This lighter came in the box, still wrapped in the paper, was in very good condition. As I said, you can see that there are scuffs, corrosion, finish wear, finish damage, or some rough spots that would certainly take the lighter out of contention for being called mint condition. But it is still a brand new lighter that has never been used, and the wick looks nice and clean. The wadding and the felt pad underneath look a little stale. If you were going to use this, you might want to replace those. You might also want to go over and check out our friend Megarong's newest video. He published one over the weekend talking about the old asbestos wick, and his take on the old asbestos wicks is leave them, use them. They're much better at not burning than the current wicks, and the danger is when you start cutting and messing with them, and that's kind of been my feeling all along as well. Anyway, that is a different question, a different discussion for another day, but I just wanted to make note. As I said, it is a new lighter, has not been struck, has not had flint in it as far as I know. If it did, it was cleaned out before I received it. I bought this lighter in a group of 3 others off eBay, and they were all 3 sold as new. One of them didn't look new at all, the insert anyway, but they were all new enough and interesting enough lighters for a good enough deal that I didn't mind. That's one thing that I have learned over the years with eBay descriptions, is I hold myself to a very high standard. I don't put any credence in the description of a lighter from a seller that I am unfamiliar with. Still had the paper on it and the warranty information inside. Also note that while the lighter is marked WARCO Japan on the bottom, The warranty paper has an address in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's a strange looking address, not formatted the way that we would see it today. There is no zip code. And I'm not even certain that that MPLS stands for Minneapolis. That's just a guess there, that's somehow designating the 9 being some section of Minneapolis in Minnesota, back before the use of standard abbreviations or the zip code by the United States Postal System. The guarantee states that it is warranted against mechanical defect and gives an address and tells you to return it with 25 cents to cover postage and handling. It has a very strong cam spring. Of course, we can read these guarantee papers for a lot of these old vintage petrol lighter companies now, and those guarantees, those addresses make no difference. We can still argue about the Zippo guarantee and whether it was all it's cracked up to be, but at least that company's still in business. So any repairs that are going to need to be done, any maintenance, any defects that might inhibit the mechanical function of this lighter now are going to be left up to the individual collector or someone that they trust to make that repair for them, because the company just is not around anymore to warranty those repairs themselves. You can see the 2-color paint and etch type graphic for SETCHELL-CARLSON Unitized TV, and you can also see those blemishes, finish defects, whatever you want to call it, in the brushed chrome finish of the lighter. It does appear that the graphic is a little bit clearer on the front side than it is on the back. The high polish on the spines and the top and bottom is in very good condition. There may be some minor plating loss, other blemishes, scuffs, as generally noted. It has a 3-barrel hinge with a wide inside barrel and the 2 outside being very narrow. There is a ding right there on the bottom of the lid, right there where the lid meets the case. It's a very nice lighter, 2-sided advertising lighter. I think it's interesting how most of these companies put their names on the bottom in all caps, so as not to make anything about the name or brand seem small. So 2-sided, 2-color, 1950s, maybe 1960s, I think 1950s with the unitized television advertisement. Flip-top advertising lighter from Japan. A very cool lighter that will be listed on eBay soon. Until next time.